they don't believe in it, then they don't believe in the Lord, man. You know what I mean?
See, absolutely.
That's
And,
right.
and we always have to look at it as symbolic, because it said when Adam and Eve ate the apple, God said you would surely die, but they didn't have a physical death, it was a spiritual. So we always looking into the spiritual, like you're saying, my brother.
All right. It says Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. Now Babylon is talking about America. There was one point when he used to teach blacks in the Caribbean that America was made of gold, the streets, and he even did it with England. Like if I was speaking to Manan, our parents, that's
Yes.
what I'm saying. They was teaching that the streets of America was paved with gold. That's why the Most High says Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, and it says that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Now the wine represents philosophies, all these false philosophies out here. Okay, this earth is riddled with different philosophies, man. Okay, first of all, you got everyone believing that the apostles and the angels and Christ and all that were Europeans, which that's a damn lie.
Not well. There's no prophet. No prophet came out of Europe at all.
No,
Not one.
The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. That's talking about the nations like in the Middle East, the Arab nations. Now the Americans trying to make them swallow their beliefs, but the Arab nations don't want to accept that, man. That's why they're fighting, because they don't want homosexuals in their land and stuff like that. They don't want their version of the scriptures. Okay, and with that scripture, that's Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for the pain. If so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted even up to the skies. So that's solely just dealing with America. See? So America's the whore that sat on the beast. I'm gonna get the book of Joel 2:20. Because you know what, I was talking about this dude called Bobbleize, and the reason why I'm talking about him is because there's this dude called Bobbleize, man. He come from America, he's an Israelite and all that. He come down, well, he's not really an Israelite, he's a fake. He come down here, and he was trying to teach that Esau can make it, the Europeans, and he was also teaching that that we have to escape Babylon out of ourselves. And if you're a brother in America, you're not going to make it, you're going to be destroyed. That's poison, man.
When was that?
I seen him, like, I can't remember if it was a week ago, 2 weeks, and I was just getting into it with him. But that's what he teaches. He was down in this town centre teaching as well. But two things about this dude sold out, man. See? Because I heard stuff that this brother was committing adultery up in America. There was a video on it. He got kicked out of one school up there, something madness like that. See? And he come down here. Now he gets told where to teach. See? Now I know that because where he was teaching in town, that's a government chartered spot. So he's sold out. Anywhere he goes, he told me this personally. He said anywhere he goes, yeah, he gets a call and they tell him where to go. Now, anyone that's got the power to send you, to allow you to go to a government chartered spot, you've sold out. And another thing, when he was teaching up there in Warsaw, in that same building, there was masons on the wall with their Masonic chains. So this dude's all juiced in, man. He's traveling all over the world, you know, basically, and it's been paid off. That's truth, man. So you know, anyone that's been paid off, we don't want to deal with their ass.
That's right.
Okay.
In any way.
In any way. But I will. Joel 2:20. It says, but I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate. Now that's talking about America this time. The land barren and desolate is talking about Saudi Arabia. Sorry, yeah, Saudi Arabia, I think, yeah. Because they've gone over there in the Middle East, and they've gone into a land barren and desolate. And it says, with his face towards the East Sea, which the East Sea is the Persian Gulf, and with his face towards and with his hinder part toward the utmost sea, and the utmost sea is the Red Sea. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savour shall come up, because he have done great things. See? See? So when America, which they're already there now, this was a prophecy. The scriptures talking about the Northern Army is going to go over that region, and they're going to be getting jacked up over there, man. That's what's happening. See? Now this is in Revelations 16 and 12. In Revelation 16 and 12 it says, "And the sixth angel poured out his veil upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared." And that's talking about this war, this World War III. All ties in. The way of the kings of the east is all them Arab nations. See? Because Iran really is ruled by the Persians. Okay. Revelations 8:13. "And I beheld and heard an angel fly through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth, by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the three angels which are yet to sound." Now, that scripture goes hand in hand with the scripture in Revelations 9, I think. Woe, woe, woe is a three world wars. Woe means destruction, because one scripture says one woe is gone. There's another two more yet to come. Then another scripture says 2 world wars have come. 2 woes, and the other one coming quickly. Which is the time of that, man. You know what I mean? My voice is kind of going a bit still. Yeah, I said I was going to get Isaiah 9 and 5. I'll just get it. I quoted it earlier. But this is just proof about the missiles and all that. Because you got people that, you know, who don't just go into these scriptures, man.
Okay.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 9, verse 5. It says, "For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire." Okay,
Fire.
Your fire.
See, and
right,
confused babbling. Empty
right.
barrels make the loudest noise.
Yeah.
And that's why they're confused with their own iniquities and their own ills, my brother. Again, that's why it's a war on terror. They war on with their terror. Until
Well, you know what, man? So, because if you watch the news now, you're gonna see all the main focus of this society now is well, if you know about the Illuminati, you know what their plans are for one world government and all that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? But what did the Most High say? When they're ready to fill their belly, that's when it's going to come, basically. I think it's in Job. So when they're just ready to get their plans devised.
It's when Satan's just about to sit on the seat and think he's got everything covered. That's when God is going to step in.
That's right, man. Revelation 16 and 16, "And he gathered them to a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon." Now a lot of people hear about Armageddon, but they don't know what the hell Armageddon's talking about. People don't even know what the word means. The word Armageddon comes from a Hebrew word, Armageddon, which means Valley of the Troops.
That's right, the gathering of the armies. You're absolutely right, my brother.
That's exactly what it is. So that stuff going on down there in the Middle East is Armageddon, this World War III, which is going to bring down the so-called Edomites, the so-called Jews, the fake Jews, and these other nations, and it's going to be the upliftment of the kingdom of Israel. Because what does it say in the Apocrypha? Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Okay. It says, "And the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne, saying, It is done. And there were voices and thunderings, and there was a great earthquake, such as was not since men were upon the earth, so mighty an earthquake and so great. And that great city was divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations fell, and great Babylon came in remembrance before the Most High, to give unto her the cup of wine of the fierceness of his wrath." That's talking about America. "And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found." So when America's destroyed, them islands, it's going to be so great, this destruction, that them islands are going to be all messed
we're
up
not going to be able to see them again.
Yeah.
They're literally going to be wiped.
Well, I don't know what it's going to come out of their place.
Yes.
But America's just going to be never inhabited.
That's right.
Now, the Bible talks about this is going to be the worst destruction on earth, because you had the destruction of Egypt. That was so great. When you read the scriptures, Moses and them got delivered out of there.
That's right.
Moses said there's going to be a deliverance that's going to make you forget about the deliverance of Egypt. Okay. So a lot of people don't know what the hell's